Good evening, chaps. Tugger's back. I've done no prep whatsoever, boys. I don't know anything about injuries, so literally this is the first time I'm delving into the fixtures to see what the actual beef is. So I'm just going to tap the button. So our fixtures this week are Scranton Stranglers versus Colo FC, Ragman versus Sally Manny Happy Days, Chudley Cannons versus Headfunderland, Picky and De Bruyne versus Bukaki Jackies, and Villains FC versus STP United. Let's have a look at the first tie. So, first tie number one, numero uno, is Scranton Stranglers versus Colo FC. I really need to have a word with myself, although last week I had an unbelievable bad luck. 26 points. Broke the record for the lowest score. It doesn't particularly bother us because I'm still fairly happy with my squad, and I think my squad, the same players could quite equally have given me a score of 150 points. But anyway, 26 it was. I'll take it on the chin, move on, happy days. So Stratton Stranglers, Aspilicueta, Cancelo and Luke Shaw. Will Luke Shaw actually play? We don't know. Decore, Rodrigo, a couple of defensive midfielders, Milohojevic, arguably defensive midfielder, Bernardo Silva, P, Callum Hudson and Doy, Zaha and De Gea. So I've got Callum Wilson, Sterling again, Marshall, Trossard, Snodgrass, Chamberlain, Genepo. Hopefully Genepo starts against Watford. If he does, I think I'll probably start him. He started off really well in the season. He got injured, came back into the team. I put him in, and he ended up getting 3 points or something like that in his first start back. But as we all know in Toggerland, it takes a good few matches for the better players to start tallying up points. If you just look at Ryan Fraser, he's been out for a while, and he has started consistently pulling in the points. Defence-wise, Fabian Shaw, Sidibe, Emerson. Sidibe's playing against Leicester on Sunday at 3:30. He will not be there by the time that match kicks off. I've actually got a decent feeling about this one. I can't see Scranton Stranglers doing that well. I got clean sheets possibly for Cancelo if Newcastle don't score, but at home we seem to be a lot better at home. Aspilicueta may well get a clean sheet. As far as goals are concerned, Arsenal are in deep shit. They're away to Norwich. Norwich had a good result last week, so I'll probably put Snodgrass in this week rather than Felipe Anderson. The thing is, if a new manager comes into West Ham, the West Ham boys are going to pick themselves up. So I've got to try and, I don't know. I sent a trade to SDP this morning. In the trade was me trading out Ryan Fraser, Felipe Anderson and Raheem Sterling. And I'll tell you which players I went for, but anyway, that's in the offing. I think this tie will be close. I'll probably get about, I don't know, I'm going to say 78 points, but I'm going to say Stratton Stranglers 67 points. Okay, so that's our tie. Gabe, best luck, mate. And congratulations on the burn. I don't think I've spoken to you since. Congratulations on the impending doom that a child inevitably brings to your life. And a little bit joy now and again. Ragman versus Sally Manny Happy Days. Let's have a look. Johnny Evans versus Everton, clean sheet. Ender Stevens at Wolves always pulls in around 10 points. John Stones at Newcastle, don't know, touch and go. Jorginho, he's playing well. He normally, I don't know what his average score is. Let's have a little pokey about. I'm just looking. Last game he got 0.5. Well, I think average he's probably putting about 9-10 points or something like that. Gundogan, Henderson, Kante. Then Rag's got Mousse, Maximum and Vardy. Maximum might be dangerous against Man City. I'm at the match tomorrow, by the way. I'm in one of the executive boxes. My missus wangled it for us, so I'm taking the Ben. Jordan Pickford in goal. Dear. So that's Rag's team. Sandy Manny Happy Days. Let's have a look at that. Pereira. So that cancels out Johnny Evans in terms of defender, but Pereira does get a lot more going forward. Johnny against Sheffield United, Matt Doherty, ex-Colo FC. But then his midfield, look at this midfield. Dele Alli, Kevin De Bruyne, Nathan Redmond, Gylfi Sigurdsson. Fuck me. If this was 2 seasons ago, like, you'd be top of the league with just them. But then up front, he's got Harry Kane, Lacazette. He's got James Ward-Prowse in there, Alisson. I mean, this is just screaming out Sané Mane happy days to be bumming Ragman FC all over the shop. And I think I'll stick with that prediction. Ragman to get bummed by about 30 points, and I think Sané Mane happy days will accumulate over 100 points. Happy with that? Great. Next game, Chudders, the Chudley Cannons versus Headfunderland FC. Stevie Aurier has got the potential to assist, as we saw last week. Ben Chilwell, ex-Colo FC. I wish I'd never got rid of him. But anyway, Ben Chilwell, I'm sure he's scored big points last few game weeks. 18, 14, 8, 54. Yeah, he's doing pretty well. Andy Robertson, say no more. James Madison, Pulisic, Tielemans, Townsend. Townsend hasn't really kicked off this season, but he has got the potential to score big points, as we've seen over the last few seasons. Up front, he's got Firmino, Sebastian Aller, and Chris Wood, with Kasper Schmeichel in goal. So let's have a look, see what Headfunderland's got. So he's got Rick James, bitch, or whatever his name is. Diego Rico, Virgil van Dijk, Harvey Barnes, Hernandez, Lallana, Mount, Ndidi, Delafeu, Traore, and Henderson. I mean, Headfunderland's team doesn't look good. It did look a lot better a few weeks ago. Chudley Cannons, again, to bum Headfunderland. I was going to say right up the arse there, but I think we all know what bumming means. Yeah, Hulla is going to beat Bry by a decent amount of points, I'd imagine. By 40 points. Okay, 40 points. Peking De Bruyne versus the mighty Bukaki Jackies. Dan Burn, Ben Mee, Sun Shu. Ben Mee's going to cancel out Tarkovsky. Kurt Zuma, he's put Kurt Zuma in there because he thinks Chelsea aren't going to concede. That's Bukaki Jackies. Bukaki Jackies have also got Dejan Lovren. Midfield wise, Peking De Bruyne, Kante, El Ghazi, Pereira, Jean Moutinho versus Diego Jota, David Silva if he plays, Lucas Moura, Mesut Ozil. Looking at Bukaki Jackies midfield, it looks like a better midfield. On paper, it's a better midfield, I think. In fact, scrap that, it definitely is a better midfield. So, I think Peking De Bruyne just wins out on the defensive side. Bukaki Jackies just win the midfield side and up front. If Willian, Son Heung-min, Willian and Jordan Ayew versus Richarlison, Rashford and Salah. Sorry, Tuffy, mate, but I think Kyle's probably going to have you on this one. Not as, I reckon it's probably going to be about 20 points difference. Okay, so that's the Bukaki Jackies to spunk all over Peking De Bruyne. Finally, Dan pulled himself out the shit this week with an amazing video featuring none other than Gareth Southgate, the England manager. What a blinder. I don't think he has to do a video ever again because of that, until it's bettered. So if you can get a better one, like pictures of Gaza, everyone's had a fucking picture with Gaza when he's pissed. Fuck me. Terence Trent-Arnold, Terence Trent-D'Arby, Tyrone Mings, Gio Connell. That's defence for Villains, defence for STP, Digne, Gilbert, Lundstrom. Well, straight away you would think Lundstrom's going to cancel out O'Connell, but Lundstrom's assist, goal scorer. He does everything, doesn't he? So STP by far and away got the best defence there. Midfield wise, for the villains, John Fleck, Riyad Mahrez, John McGinn, Gini Wijnaldum, against Dan James, Grealish, Buendia. Oh, I've just noticed he's got Mendy in there, STP. So he's got 4 defenders in the minute. I don't know if he's going to pay them, but anyway, midfielders, Buendia, Grealish and Dan James. You can't argue with that 3 as a midfield 3, but having said that, Mahrez, McGinn, John Fleck's done all right, but he's not as good as Buendia, Grealish or Dan James. And he's chucked Gini Wijnaldum in there. Up front, Danny Ings, Jimenez and Pukki for Dan. Up front for STP is McNeil, Manny. Oh, see, that looks good. Right, okay, so I think STP is going to win this one, and I think he's probably going to win it by about 20 points, I think. So that is the preview of the game week. If anyone's got any questions, just